episode 708 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Burnett, Apartment Hacker. It's my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So I'm going to talk today about standards and defaults as it relates to innovation in the multifamily space. So as you well know, there is a tsunami of prop tech that is about to make landfall in the multifamily space. It is making landfall in the multifamily space and probably has been doing so for the last couple of years, but it's becoming more pronounced today. And I think it's very, very important in an organization that we get prepared for this. And one of the things we need to get prepared, one of the areas we need to prepare is our area of innovation. And I want to talk about that in the context of standards in your organization. So many times we put standards in place so that we make sure that we get a similar outcome based on a particular workflow that's predicated on a standard. So if I want X outcome, I put X workflow in place, and then we presuppose that if everybody follows that standard in that workflow, then we get a consistent outcome. What that does in an organization is it stifles innovation, right? Because all you're doing is putting together an army of people that do the same thing all the time in order to produce this potential consistent outcome. So that's not to suggest that you don't need to have a standard in place, but my imagination tells me that it needs to look more like a default, right? In the event that you don't know what to do, in the event that your team member doesn't know what to do, they default to the standard. And we need to talk about it like that. Default to the standard so that we get a potentially consistent outcome, or at least a fairly consistent outcome. What we need to say on the upside of that is, hey, look, if you are exercising that workflow in a standard way, and you see that something in that workflow can be optimized or changed or thrown out or done differently, then do it, right? Do it expecting your potential different outcome that hopefully is in advance of the outcome that you were getting before with the default or the standard. And if you do, share that. Share it everywhere. Share it liberally. And then promote the idea of changing the standard and making it a new default, if you will. So get the difference between standard and default, and because we are in the midst of a lot of innovation going on in the multifamily space, start the vocabulary, start the rhetoric in your organization that you want innovation to happen. Spell out standard and default, give definition to those things, and really encourage people to innovate. And absolutely have a fearless organization where you don't punish people for trying to be innovative, or you don't criticize them, or you don't make them feel awful for making mistakes if they're going outside of a standard. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.